Hey guys, Chanty here on our adventure. Last adventure we drew Envy. Yay! Now we're gonna get more creative with it. So, remember how to draw Envy? We start with the 3 circles. And now we're gonna change things a little bit. Whoops, too much further back. We're gonna draw like the base of a victim. So just circle, arm down, body, just like the base. And then we're gonna draw our 3 circles. Yeah, right. We're going to do something different this time. A more aggressive post Envy. Okay, we're going to our next layer. Envy this time. This is a horrible color of green to look at. There we go. Still drawing the eyes. And the mouth. As we always do. Hair still works the same. Although we're now drawing her from the side. So you don't have to put all the squares, let's just put 3. And then you still have the point at the end, but now it's hanging a bit over here. Her second eye won't be visible. Little ball there. And for her body, we're gonna pose it a little bit. So it's a little bit tilted. And it bends at the center. The skirt will be shaped differently. Okay, I'm drawing her back too big here. My Photoshop decided to hate me. And for her legs, we'll also go a little different. Because she'll be stepping forward. The other leg we'll just draw leaning back a little bit. Already this is a menacing pose, like she's clearly approaching a victim. Like I said before, I like to draw her with our signature weapon, the axe. Now the problem with the axe is, it's a two-handed weapon for her. So right over here we're gonna draw another square. Down. And it's gonna come from here. And what also helps is to just... Maybe it's better to take a different color for this. We'll just get yellow. Draw a little line here. 2 actually. So we can get the shape of her axe. As for the victim, we'll get to him. He's not important. Alright, so we've drew this. We followed our basic Envy ways. And then we've expanded upon them. Which means we'll do the same with the drawing. We'll draw the eye. Same as usual, however. The eye will be fixated on the target. And we draw the pupil smaller. Giving her more of a bloodlust vibe. More insanity. The fangs. Since we got to the side, we only have the 3 fangs visible. And her grin should be bigger. We're gonna put this here to make her grin look more insane. Like we add more focus to her grin. Could also add some little lines below the eyes. Just focus on the insanity. We're still gonna make this darker. We have our line here. Like, you don't want the hair to really cover the eyes too much this time. Because the white eyes are really what makes her look cuckoo for the kill. It's important that you make this kind of... Don't make this the same line as the hair below. Make it separate, so you can clearly see that it's a separate thing. Otherwise it looks like a weird extension of... We're still gonna draw below the eyes, gently. We're still gonna draw the lines here. Because she's still stitched together. And it's kind of a key feature on how to make Envy. Envy. Following the lines of the hair. More hair. Photoshop, you wanna listen? Okay, my Photoshop had a moment. And we can kinda hint at our little pumpkin guy. But you don't clearly see it. We draw the color. Now, this time particularly, it might be best to draw the hands before we start drawing the rest of the outfit, because the hands are gonna be covering it. Also, what I always do is, when I can't decide like how do hands work, look at your hand. Maybe if make a photograph of your hand and use it as a reference, like put your phone next to your drawing. Look at that. But she's... Otherwise you get problems like this. She is holding her axe. Again, I'm gonna draw it quite simple. Her hands will be overlapping with her axe. That's why we draw the hands before we draw the axe. Like that now, this is blocky. We'll make it, of course, more round. Like, you don't have to draw the entire hand. You can just draw her fingers here. And we'll know enough. And a little thumb. Actually, when you're in Photoshop, you can just click, hold shift. Click here, you got a straight line, which you should be doing at the yellow part so you can measure it properly. I didn't do it this time because I wanted to make this possible for people who use it on paper, and then I guess you could add a ruler, but it's a quick sketch. Who cares? I forgot rulers existed. Alright, this is in the foreground, so we're gonna draw it over the other part of the arm. Here, this part's in the foreground, we're gonna draw it over. Her puffy shoulders exceed a bit over her body, but not on the other side. Here her body exceeds over a puffy shoulder. Don't forget the stitch on her arm. This entire part of the X is just not visible due to her body. So right now it should look like this. This hand is too big, this hand is wrong. But I'm just suggesting right now. Because there's a kind of an action pose she's moving, we'll make her jacket flow a little bit more. You know, it's not directly attached to her body at the moment. It's flowing behind. Don't forget to make room for a little ribbon. Oh, which I forgot to draw the lines of this time. My bad. Sometimes I too make mistakes. Just like moving with the wind a little bit. Again, don't connect the lines of different objects because that just looks wrong. A skirt will follow her legs. So like, because this leg is pointing out a bit more, it will be tighter here to make room for her leg there. Drawing the leg. There we go. Whoops. Making the leg continue, and over here we can already see a part of her foot. So we just draw the heel. Again, action pose, just movement, so the ribbons for bow will respond to that. And will kind of sway in the wind. Same goes really for her hair. There will be some weight to her hair. It won't be immediately behind her anymore. I mean, no, it will be moving. And of course, the important thing. Now, let's point the axe at our victim, like she's about to bring it down. Now what we do with the axe here is an option. Is our victim already wounded or not? If so, definitely put some blood on it. If not, it's a clean axe. And really, the shine of the axe. So focus is drawn to the axe. Okay, now for our victim, I don't want to waste too much time. I'm gonna put him in a different layer. We do want to, like, this is completely up to you. If you want to make it your own character, please do. That's for fun. Let's just make it a furry. Just to make things different a little bit. So we're gonna make it. Now he's afraid. So mouth should be open a little bit. So I'm not gonna spend too much time explaining the victim, because again, that's just up to you. You could make it any character this, depending on whatever context you want to use this on. But let's go for a change of pace for once. Now the eyes, open, wide. Small pupils as well. For her it's for the insanity, and for him, or her, it's to represent the terror. Little lines under the eyes, make them more focused towards how scared he is. There we go. Now for a furry character, ear should be up. He is engaged in the situation even though he doesn't want to be. Little shoulder. Right now it's not that much a furry. It's just Envy effing up a werewolf. Make him kind of like grab at the floor. Like he is trying to get away. Tailored pants. Tailored briefs, actually, I don't care. Always important that, unless you would particularly have her hunt a child, which is effed up, Envy is really small. Because she is a doll. Like, she is bigger than a Barbie, a lot bigger than a Barbie. She would be about the size of a toddler. So, most of her victims will be bigger than her. And if what's important here is the dynamic of his head is lower than hers. He is bigger, but the dynamic we show here is... I'm gonna take off this red layer and this green layer. We're really gonna look at it. He is this. And she is all of this. Like, you see who has the upper hand here. She makes up a lot larger space where your eye is drawn, at least. And therefore you can see that despite the fact that he's bigger, she has the upper hand. She is the danger here. And that's important with posing. If I were to make him sit up like... I'm gonna remove him for a moment. If I were to make him like this, like a giant, his head is up way higher and it does not seem like he's in any form of danger. If I were to make her attack a giant, we're gonna make the giant lay on the floor with her standing over. With this keeping the head of the giant below hers. And if we really want to do this well, we're just gonna change the perspective. The giant would be lying, but we would only see like the chin or the head, the stomach, and we'll have her like standing over him from a perspective that she's like looming over him. And we'll show little of the giant, and we'll mostly put like show it from the point of view of the eyes of the giant, so that she can still seem like she's overpowering him. But for now, this works to make it seem like she's overpowering him. Anyway, I hope you've learned something from this episode. This became, at the end, became more about properly positioning your characters than drawing Envy. But I want you to learn something out of these episodes, you know? So if you like this, please let me know down below. Again, if this has inspired you to make some arts, let me know, show it to me. Something I would usually like to do, I forgot. And that's to kinda like make him... He's just not gonna sit there idly by. Okay, this looks horrible right now, but make him like try to fend her off, even though you gotta do it a hand against an axe. So anyway, if you like this, please let me know down below. And as always, I'll see you in the next adventure. Bye!